is our town council meeting. Most of us are here while we wait for the other to arrive.
And Wynn's gonna, she's caught up and will be joining us.
Sorry to keep you all waiting.
Yeah, good to see you, Kat.
First, we'd like to welcome the Wolves here for our first time coming to our meeting. We're grateful that you're here. We would like to first start speaking about the state of resources in town. Last night, I believe Mr. Derble announced that there were some things sprouting in the ground. Could you repeat what it was that you saw?
Yes, indeed. I happened to walk through one of the old farm lands that we've got in the outskirts of town, and there were a variety of sprouts sprouting from the frost, from the snow. And granted, not large, not edible just yet, but food is on the way.
Thank you.
We've dispatched some hunters and some of the wolves to go tend to the farms. That way we can get a quick response when that harvest is ready.
Thank you. Unfortunately, because most of us were under the influence of the Lightel's pie, most of the state of town was in Mr. Sykes' head. So I would like to open it up to anyone who has spoken to him that might be able to update the town council on what you might know, the conversation you have had with him in the past. Anyone?
Does no one care for this town?
Yes?
I do know that he was seeking resources from other countries and that they should have been on their way sometime.
Did he provide you with a time?
He wasn't sure what time they would get here.
Good. Well, thank you.
Mr. Sykes and I did travel up to London last week, and I think in that vein, we were both seeking some resources to get us through until we could have something more sustainable. I imagine coming soon, hopefully.
In the situation with Mr. Zodi's mind, he no longer cares to help with the soup kitchen that was orchestrated. So I do believe that through World Walker's suggestion that we would like to offer that up. If the Worthers would be willing to take that over, I'm not sure if they're here at the moment, but we'll be asking them to take head of it. Miss Gray, through a charity ball in the last week, has raised, I believe you said 5,000 gold to help with the soup kitchen, and we are very thankful for that. I'd like to give a round of applause.
Violet has asked me to ask if anyone has a report on the condition of Mrs. Sykes' currently. Is anybody here? Oh, what do you mean? Pardon me. Good evening. Thank you for coming to the town council meeting. My name is Madam Daughtry. Master Sykes is actually staying with me in the House of Curiosities. We've got a room for him. The doctor actually comes in periodically, Dr. Rosalind Marsh. And she is taking good care of him. He seems to be recovering quite well. If you're interested in donating to help him fed, well, you can go give a gold to me, and that will go towards keeping Master Sykes well rested and healing up right now.
And that will be providing food or sustenance.
Indeed. Food and sustenance will take care of it.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir?
Would it be possible to ask Sykes if he would allow Wynn to help heal him?
Did you take that to him last week?
I will, though Dr. Marsh has been quite strict on how she'd like to care for her patient, but perhaps we can come to an understanding between the two of them.
Well, yeah, I would just like to hear, or at least let him.
I will speak with him regarding the healing.
Yeah, Sykes is a little doped up right now.
The entire town enslaved by magic, and you wish to bring it back so soon.
I am part of the coven, yes. Magic can be used
He will
to
be
help.
grateful for any help that he can receive. If he would like it, then we will give him the opportunity. Thank you for your suggestion. Let's see. At this moment in time, I would like to invite Mr. Courage, Drake, and Oofdracht forward. We will first start with Mr. Oof.
Clans live north of Aurora. Hunt elk, hunt rabbit. Live many years. Empire comes. Gaffrook and Ginley bring many elves, wage war on us. We want to win. We fought them back. But they knew the secrets of the land. They ruptured the earth itself. Aurora was split asunder. We know not what foul magics they use to accomplish such feat. But we know that they use it in the south of Aurora. The entire land died. Gasping for air, our warriors fell to the ground. Our children, our families, our food, withered and died, gasping for air. Some of us survived. 7 warriors survived. And we found 5 younglings amongst the ashes of the clans. We gathered them all together. The 12 of us survived several winters. The elves came back. Gaffrook and Ginley returned once more. But this time, we would not challenge them head on, no. We followed them into our own lands. We cut them down one by one as they marched like Uslara through our lands. Only a handful of them survived. They made it to Sacred Forge. They made it to Heart of Wolf. We chased them even there. They flee through Doorway of Night, and we give chase. We arrive here in Evermore, come to find a town bewitched and enslaved by those who took our own families, our very way of life. That is why we are here.
Would you like to give us the details on your side of the situation?
As many of you know, we met quite often to try to find ways to understand what the elves were doing, as well as a way to circumvent their enchantment, as I've heard it called. Many of you proved very useful in your time of service with us, and we do appreciate that. However, in terms of safety for the pack, presently we are no longer in need of your help. And you will need to prove trustworthy again in order to prove yourself to the king here.
Let me step in on that one. If any of y'all know how Wolfpack works, when the alpha's away, betas take charge. Betas will run the pack. However, the moment the alpha returns, those decisions are no longer the will of the pack.
Those decisions were my decisions, no longer the way of the pack. There are some of you that I trust and will vouch for you if you care to serve us once again. We spent much time trying our best to feed the town in some alternative way other than pie, and were eventually able to find the solution where we used little squishy gumdrops, as I've heard them called. They're gross, to say the least. Zodi, using his abilities, was able to bless the sugar, and unfortunately went crazy. We also learned that the way to circumvent this enchantment of the brain was to bring forth bad memories, but it also would bring a very great and deep depression inside of the individual that had their bad memories thrust upon them. Not but last night we decided, much to my dismay, to strike against the elves, even though we seemed to not be ready. We were only saved by the king's arrival, as it would appear that the entirety of the town was willing to bend to Gaffrook and Ginley's will. Due to some form in the enchantment, the drums that we use for war were able to wash away whatever madness was there, and the town returned to its usual state, Gaffrook and Ginley being chased out. Presently, the state of the wolves is to understand the Elves of Light in their current situation. Allegiances may not be brokered, but we will see. Wow.
Now, Mr. Drake, will you please give us the details of the resistance?
Yeah. As Courage touched on, once we all started kind of clicking to the fact that these pies weren't quite right, I mean, lucky for me, dentistry saved my butt. Those of you who don't know, I don't exactly eat sweets. Lost a tooth once, and that was about it for me. From there on, we had to start calculating our next moves, our safety lines. We had to figure out how we're going to feed those who still need to be fed, and those people who need us more than ever. And we started congregating our numbers one by one over the course of time, which led to a few meetings inside the mausoleum where we all became Vendas. And if those of you who don't know that, it's allies. Once that came to a point, a pinnacle, found an opportunity. Once the Greys and Miss Daltrey decided to throw a dance in Vander's Keep after his purchase to kind of bring some cheer back to the town. We were expecting an ambush on Gafford, Ginley, and the Elves of Light. Little did we know things would go sideways on us and the entire town would start moving like soldiers. Now, nutcrackers. This is a weird town. And then at that point, Gafford made his final move and put Mr. Sykes down. And it was good of Ron who had the sense to stay everyone's hands, or else we would have had a bloodbath.
Thank you. At this time, we would like to invite you and Mr. Garage forward. We've had good ideas.
Now we seem to be evading the current plan of the elves and what was set upon us, and the elves seem to have come to some sort of senses. This is a practice that is common amongst diplomats to bring a cultural exchange here to Evermore to show that we wish to be welcomed here and that we wish to show our favor to those who that trusted us and that gave us their work and that were kind and were able to assist us. There is something in our land known as the Snow Games. This is many competitions in the sake of competition, maybe that is it, to prove who is truly alpha in a more childlike and fun kind of way, yes? Not everything needs to be so hack and slash all the time, right? So tonight at 7 o'clock, starting in Old Town, which is the center of that direction, I'm still new here, that direction, that will be where we begin these games. I will start the ceremony with all the drum, and we will begin. So we would love to have you all there, and we thank the town for allowing us to organize this.
And we figured we'd go about this, at least on the Evermorean side, factions. So y'all find your guilds, they'll help you out from there. You'll be playing with them. And if you're townsy or you're new to us, go find the townsfolk. You'll be playing with them.
No, you cannot join the wolves. We are your opponents in this competition.
We will be testing you.
Bye.
Thank you for coming to our town council meeting. This concludes all we needed to discuss. Thank you. Ms. House.
Madam Mayor, it appears that Mr. Dickens has something he would like to say.
If I might, Madam Mayor. I have three things. Simplest first. First, I believe we all owe a debt of gratitude to the Wolves of Winter. And at least a simple expression might be 3 huzzas for them, for assisting us and bringing the remedy that they did. We might together, huzzah! 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 Second of the third, if the Worthers are graciously cooperate in this soup kitchen with the assistance of the Grays, I would encourage the town, let them use the facilities of the copper confectionery and help them to acquire it, that they might use it for the benefit of the community. And third, perhaps most important, How do we know, with appreciation of the wolves of winter, we have been cleansed, we hope, of a malady that afflicted us, a bewitchment, what we thought was the spirit of the season, what we thought was the spirit of Bonami, what we thought was Christmas cheer, turned out to be an artificial robbing of people of their free will and having a false sense of happiness and euphoria and well-being. How do we know that we are now cured of that? I just spoke with one of the elves of light who shared that they had been under this affliction and curse for years. How can we be sure? Can anyone share with us? How do we know that our free will has returned to us and there will not be some recurrence and certainly not a curse that endures for years as was shared by the elves? Can anyone answer that? It may not have an answer, but the question must be posed.
I may have an answer. When the wolves helped cure Belladonna and Donovan, Donovan did say that he did try another pie afterwards, but it had no effect on him. So once he was broken free, as far as I know, he can't be re-chanted.
I don't think the solution to an affliction is to reapply the affliction, personally. We could end up with just the exact same issue on our hands.
And from a wanderer's point of view, even though it might not have a lot of weight around here, I'm going to voice it anyways. It's a holiday season. I say we push away our problems at least until the new year.
Snow games!
Yeah.
Additionally, until the food shipment comes in or the crops grow, I do have some lovely gummies for anyone who's needed some substance.
If you'll excuse me.
Once again, this concludes our town council meeting. Thank you for coming. And we hope to see you all at the snow games.
Okay.